What vehicle has remained Europe's best-selling compact hatchback nearly every year across 4 decades since its 1974 debut? Yet also evolves each generation, even as SUVs boom, by broadening appeal from practical families to performance buffs to eco-conscious drivers? It's the innovative icon Volkswagen Golf. Its versatile spirit enduring thanks to brand values balanced with the times via clever new technologies and diversified models while retaining fun-to-drive essence. Our story begins in 1974 when VW introduced the Golf hatchback to replace the beloved Beetle. Lead VW designer Giugiaro styled a boxy, functional shape that lacked the Beetle's curves but offered more interior space. And so the first generation Golf was born. It featured a modern water-cooled front-wheel drive powertrain, rack and pinion steering, and independent suspension. This gave it precise handling and a more comfortable ride compared to the rickety old Beetle. The interior was plain but reasonably spacious, with room for 4 adults to sit comfortably even on long journeys. This little hatchback was an instant hit. Within the first year, over 1 million Golfs were sold. But Volkswagen knew they could make it sportier to appeal to driving enthusiasts, and that's when the magic happened. In 1976, Volkswagen took the standard Golf and injected it with performance serum, creating the legendary Golf GTI. It came with a fuel-injected 1.6-liter engine and sport suspension. It was quicker, louder, flashier, putting a youthful spin on the sensible Golf. With its tartan upholstery and golf ball-inspired gear knob, the GTI made quite the fashion statement in the world of hot hatches. The 80s rolled around, and it was time for a new generation of the Golf. The second generation grew slightly larger, allowing for more cargo room. The all-important GTI version got an upgrade too, with advanced fuel injection technology and a larger 1.8-liter high-revving engine, pushing power above 110 horsepower. Owning the hot hatch Golf GTI became a status symbol among young professionals with disposable income. Volkswagen kept innovating with niche variants like the Golf Syncroa, their attempt at a rugged hatchback with 4-wheel drive capabilities and higher ground clearance. Then came the 1985 Golf Cabriolet, repurposing the standard Golf into a fun, open-top cruiser. Drop the manually operated fabric roof, and everyday driving suddenly felt like a vacation. Despite all the special additions, Volkswagen never lost sight of efficiency. Even from the second generation onwards, the Golf had clean-running diesel options ideal for high-mileage drivers. But the appeal was starting to wear off. By the early 90s, consumers craved a more modern design. The geometric shapes were yesterday's news, and so in 1991, Volkswagen unveiled a smoothly rounded third-generation Golf with contemporary flair. The engineering saw upgrades too. There was now a wider range of engine options, including a turbocharged direct-injection diesel motor, the first of its kind in a production car. The gas-powered models introduced a narrow-angle V6 configuration. This compact VR6 engine gave the Golf effortlessly quick acceleration while still fitting neatly into the engine bay. The third generation also spawned practical spin-offs like the Golf Estate with its cavernous cargo space. The Golf convertible now came with an electrically powered folding fabric roof rather than the manual hassle of before. Welcome to the fourth generation, debuting in 1997. With its sporty twin round headlights and finely sculpted lines, it looked like a baby Audi. The suspension was tuned to be uncharacteristically dynamic for a Golf. The performance went up a notch too, with a torque-rich narrow-angle V6 sitting in top-spec models. The innovation highlight was the new 4Motion all-wheel drive system, paired with a stonking great 6-cylinder engine in the range-topping Golf R32 model. Packed with 237 horsepower, it could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds. Hot hatch territory. No longer just practical, the humble Golf now encroached on premium sports compacts. In 2003 came the 5th generation, packing more digital technology than we knew what to do with back then. There was a complete digital climate control system and fancy touchscreen displays. The R32 Performance variant boasted satellite navigation when that was still a novelty. While early Golfs prided themselves on simplicity, the 5th generation demonstrated how far compact cars had come in 30 years. The engines and gearboxes worked together seamlessly thanks to advanced computer control and intelligent sensors. The build quality was stellar inside out, in line with Volkswagen's premium aspirations. But this digital obsession backfired slightly. All those fancy sensors and gadgets tended to fail faster than analog predecessors, leading to expensive repair bills down the road. By pursuing technological innovation, reliability had begun to lag behind, something Volkswagen knew they had to address. And so when designing the 6th generation Golf released in 2008, engineers were sent back to the old keep-it-simple drawing board. The styling turned conventional again with clean, crisp lines rather than anything envelope-pushing. The interior opted for classic tactile buttons and knobs rather than fancy touchpads prone to glitching. They stuck to the fundamentals that made Golf so popular: comfort, quality, durability, and understated class. The performance variants like the GTI and R ripped up twisty back roads better than ever before. And there were finally North American diesel options renowned for their effortless torque and frugal fuel economy. Over 29 million Golfs sold to date, making it second only to the Beetle in Volkswagen history. Surely the formula could not get any better. But in 2012, Volkswagen announced their most revolutionary remake of the Golf ever, the 7th generation. After years of incremental growth, it was time to shrink. Using innovative manufacturing techniques with lighter, high-strength steel, the Mk9 chassis shed between 70 to 100 kilograms depending on the model. The reduced mass gave it a heightened sense of agility and precision. Efficiency took a front seat once again thanks to engine stop-start technology and braking energy recuperation charging the battery. Yet performance was not sacrificed one bit. In fact, the latest GTI hit nearly 250 horsepower from its turbo 2-liter motor. Ergonomics and passenger space also hit new heights, achieving an ideal balance between a nimble compact car and practical family hauler. The latest touchscreen infotainment and active driver assistance moved the game forward, but always with the tactile buttons as a reassuring backup. Just when you thought the VW Golf had exhausted its bag of tricks after nearly 40 years, the 8th generation unveiled in 2020 proved the well of innovation was still running deep. With its sleek LED styling and ambient interior mood lighting, the latest Golf looks the high-tech part inside and out. Under the sheet metal, it delivers practical 48 volts mild hybrid powertrains for efficiency, alongside exhilarating plug-in hybrid performance models like the 245 horsepower GTE yielding over 200 miles per gallon fuel economy. And if you crave pure adrenaline, the all-wheel drive 320 horsepower Golf R can tear up the tarmac with sports car rivaling pace. Most remarkably, Volkswagen now offers the Golf as a smooth, silent 201 horsepower electric vehicle with zero tailpipe emissions. Proof that EVs don't have to be boring compliance cars. By broadening appeal from practical families to driving enthusiasts, and now electric pioneers too, the Golf stays versatile decade after decade. Volkswagen masters evolution with the times, embracing new technologies yet retaining fun spirit, keeping this icon relevant across 8 generations and 35 million sales since 1974. What innovations will Volkswagen pack into the Mk9 Golf slated for 2027? More electrification? Self-driving tech? Augmented reality displays? With the ability to balance heritage and future so adeptly over nearly 50 years and counting, we can expect more pleasant surprises. Let us know what Golf moments stand out most in your mind in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to Classic to Concept for more iconic nameplate evolutions.